MILO LARRATT always tends to bring the intensity, so I want to take a look at his matches from a recent tournament. Let's do a little review here. Let's take a look. Meat Stock is the name of the tournament. Interesting. Dives right into the press there. Comfortable pin in the first match. Surprised his opponent can even see his arm with all that hair in front of his face there. Let's see his second match. It looks like a false start. Oh, I guess not. They call the elbow on his opponent, but you see him just, MILO just diving forward in that press. Just absolutely full commitment to side pressure and pressing. Gets a pretty clean pin there. Didn't even have to go to the straps. Now here's a match with Lachlan. Let's take a look at this one. So I guess Lachlan is now number 2 in Australia to Ryan Bowen is number 1. Even though I don't think Ryan even has been in Australia for a little while, or at least he lives in India now. But I believe people have recognized Ryan Bowen as number 1 in Australia at the moment. I'm sure Lachlan would have something to say about that, but you see him getting the win here, but if you look, his elbow comes off the back. MILO is like, he's like, I tried my best, but let's look at that again because his elbow did come off the back. Not that it maybe would have made a huge difference or anything on a restart, but look at a couple comments. Flying elbow with nice technique, Lachlan. I'm not saying he's beating him, but that was clearly an elbow foul. How did the referees not see Lachlan? Gigantic foul. Good stuff, MILO. But yeah, let's look at this in slow motion here, and then we'll go to his other matches. Playback speed. 0.25. Yeah, MILO's looking pretty large. So look at him shooting forward, trying to get on the arm of Lachlan, going for like a top roll, taking the hand, but clearly the elbow is off the back there. Again, not like it would have made a huge difference. I think even if they were to strap it up, I think the power difference would be way too much for Lachlan, most likely. But clearly MILO is getting stronger. Seems to be very committed these days to arm wrestling, which is cool, especially since he always is just a maniac with intensity on the table, which is nice to watch. So let's look at his next match here.
Let's get Steve Carroll from South Australia. And he's got Ben Ubergang on the far table.
Wow, that was a flash pin. Looks like the other guy setting up, kind of looking at his arm defensively, didn't even really make an offensive movement. Didn't even really try to slip. It looks like he was just kind of overwhelmed by the speed and the posturing of MILO. Who knows, was it close to a false start or not? You can't really see the referee's commands, but I mean, just a clean flash pin.
All right, table loaded. Young MILO there in the singlet. He is looking to go deep in this class. He's got to get through the experienced competitor and Josh Hampson.
Is this a weight class or is this open weight category? I'm not sure. Maybe this is in the open class tournament, or maybe it's a certain weight class, like 230 or something. Maybe I'm not entirely sure.
Like it's ready to start. Referees look happy. There's the start. Johnny Average.
But you see, MILO's first, his first like instinct is to bring that shoulder forward,
Johnny Average.
and he does that very cleanly in that match.
And Johnny into the finals. From earlier.
So ideally, to beat like a quick press like that, you have to have enough strength in the hook. If you over pronate too much, then they can get into their power. But if you can control their wrists and grab lower against a guy like MILO, that is probably the most ideal approach. Obviously in the strap as well. I mean, it's probably more ideal. I think this was a close match. Let's skip to the strap match here. Okay.
Canada versus Australia.
So it looks like he's setting up with some degree of inside commitment,
Milo looking for that
which he
shot.
does. Pretty well executed
Get the winner, was there an elbow
by
foul?
the opponent. But it looks like it was an elbow foul, but he's gripping like a bit lower, kind of doing like a drag hook, which keeps Milo out of his pressing position, which is technically speaking pretty much
For that shoulder press, the JT.
a smart thing to do. But again, he elbow fouled, so let's go to the restart. And this time Milo gets the jump on him. Milo with a good start. He caught that ready go. Maybe it was a little early, but like I mean, that may have been a little early. It's so hard to tell with, you know, reading the referee's lips. Sometimes they'll say ready and people will go on ready. I mean, ideally as an athlete, you kind of want to better to be sooner than later when it comes to the go. So you see Milo getting really good hit there. Gets him out of position, but he has enough commitment on the inside to drag Milo out in kind of like a drag hook style there.
Milo throws that shoulder and JT
So
puts the brakes on.
Milo loses, but always nice looking at his matches. Looks like he's definitely leveling up. Let me know what you guys thought of that tournament there. Also, who would be like a good super match for Milo? And will we see Ryan Bowen versus Lachlan in the future again? I feel like Ryan must want to have that rematch at some point after the last match they had. But
And Lachlan gets that. Look at that hand, that wrist.
yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys, and hit like and subscribe.